So I got to cut. We'll continue with this corner. I'm going to cut out this piece right here. Take a look at that other side. Pull this back and take a look. Hopefully I got some good metal. I might just put this one back and weld it instead of, nah, it's pretty rotten. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off. I'll go ahead and cut this off. And this is getting better right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out of the way. I'll bring you guys back in. Alright, so I got this all cut out here. I know my lighting's not the greatest right now, but got this cut out. So I'm going to start making my square tubing piece to go down here. And I got to cut out a few more little things here. I'll show you. Yeah, just the lighting. I tried a big light and it just really makes it worse. So let's take a look. So I'm going to cut out this here, get rid of some of that stuff. And I'm going to make a piece of square tubing and I'm just going to add to what's here. Kind of, maybe hopefully it'll fit inside there. Maybe I can slit these corners and shove it up in there. And then I'll cut notches in it and then make it go around the corner. Kind of make the same type of thing there. Alright, let's take a look here. So that's pretty well cleaned up. I'm just going to shoot some of this. I'll use this stuff here. It's not the greatest stuff. I mean, this stuff, I don't really like the chemical in this. Isn't very strong, but it's better than nothing. It'll probably last, I'm thinking, so long that it won't really matter. So I'll shoot some of this stuff in here. It's kind of diluted, but I can smell the chemical in it, so it does have some in there. It's just maybe not as good as some of the brush-on stuff I use, but it's better. Like I said, it's better than nothing. Get that all. Let's let that sit for a while and bring you guys back in. Let's see if I did this right. Need a hammer. I got this little one here. It kind of makes a lot of noise, but so I ground it down off camera. If you guys are wondering, a little higher. I think we're about the same as the other side. I'll let you guys tell me. Let's look at this one, where it's located here, and let's look at that one. It's located there. I think that's going to work just fine. Put that in there, and then I'll put my little piece of sheet metal on this side to make it look like this side. If anybody cares, I actually don't really. I thought maybe I'll just throw that on there real quick, put an L-bend right there, and have it all look original. But mainly just, this is here for the support of the outer corner. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple welds on there. I don't know, maybe I'll drill it, because this is kind of weak here. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'll bring you guys back in after I'm done. Take a look here. I got it all painted. I put this little edge on here, which looks similar to this side, kind of close enough. You can't really see it from anywhere hardly, unless you're digging underneath it. But I'm just doing it for fun this way. And then, so I'm going to put this on here, butt weld it. And then I also did, if you see here, remember I had that slit cut there, pie cut, and then what I did is I reinforced it with another piece of 22 gauge, just threw it in there, real easy, painted it inside so it doesn't rust again, and then I'll put it in right here, butt weld the top edge, and the bottom edge will get lap welded when I put the other piece in. So let's get on it. Alright, so I made my little piece here for this corner. Put it in place. Now I'm going to make a piece that goes around this edge, kind of like what I did over here. Okay, and then I'm going to put straight metal across, slit cut it, roll it under, and that's how I make my corner. You know, it'd be nice if the corners were a little cheaper. I'd buy them, but you know, it's not that hard to make these, but it is. I mean, it's easier if you have the original with the right one, but some of you guys aren't going to have that, so especially when you got to pay shipping. Alright, so looks like I'm about ready to put this guy in here. One of the things that I usually do, and I don't know if it's needed or not, but it seems like it is on all the ones that I've done, is I bend this edge, the leading edge. This is how the battery tray goes. I pop holes all along here, and that's so I can weld there and then leave that nice little edge finished. You can see, so I like to try and do that if I can. This edge I don't, I just weld against the sheet metal. Let's take a look at what I did here up close so you guys can see. So I had a little piece missing right here, so I had to make one. That was a pain. And then I made this, and again, if you watched, I cut it. I used the nibbler because it's easy, and it gives you that little gap, and I use that as my weld points. So I just cut slits in here with the nibbler. If you guys can see that very well. So I got it C-clamp vice gripped here, and also underneath C-clamped to here in this corner, and then I put a screw in to hold it in place. Sometimes you'll find that the roundness of this doesn't quite match your corner. I'm finding that a little bit on this one. I've even had to kind of slit these and then re-roll them, you know, if you had accident damage or something like that, or even, I don't know, maybe these are just not quite the same. It just depends. I mean, I've been using the Clocker Home ones. I've never used this particular brand, so I'm not sure why, and it doesn't really matter. It just is what it is. So you might have to deal with something like that. If you look here, it's kind of sticking out a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. But I think when I put the sheet metal on, of course I'm going to screw the sheet metal on first. You'll see it'll kind of work its way around it. If it doesn't, I'll just be getting the hammer out and knocking it in. It's going to be a little bit of a pain on this one. On some of them, like I said, I've actually slit cut here and actually rebent the edge. Had to do that. So on the Clocker Home ones, I wish I could use those again. They were cheap, but now I don't see them cheap anymore. They're just as much as everything else. All right, let's get on welding. Alright, you guys starting to get the idea now. You just slick cut it, roll it under, kind of work it around, weld it, get it in place where you want it, beat on it, turn it into a corner. You know, it's down really low on the body line. It's behind, part of it's behind the bumper. So by the time, and it's round, so you can have a huge wave in a round corner and it'll still look good. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you want it perfect, just go buy the corner. You know, if you don't have the money, there you go. If you don't want to spend the money. My thing is I just got a pet peeve against the prices on this stuff, so I just, you know, yeah, it takes me a lot of time to make one of these stupid things, but it just is one less dollar in the person's pocket who's charging so much money for these things. I think it's just $135 for a corner. Come on. I mean, that's just crazy. You know, so that's about twice what it should be, I think. If they were 50 bucks, I'd be all over it. You know, what do you guys think? Tell me about that. So I don't know, man, I'm running into a long day on this thing, just because I got so much going on inside. Hang on. Yeah, I got all this all welded in here. I still got a spot weld all around the edge, and I'll probably just tack it a few places along here and then fill that so you can't see it. It's, you know, it's all up to you on that. I might do it. I think I do in most of them, because people start looking, they go, oh my god, you made that, oh man, you know, it should have been one of those original ones, you know. Hey, whatever, you know, that's your deal. I'm gonna make them, just sometimes I'll buy them maybe sometime, but not right now. You know, the other ones that are like $39, the Clocker Home ones, completely a waste of money. You know, there's so much fabrication you have to do to use one of those, that you might as well just buy one, just make one. That's what I did last time. I bought one of those. I was like, you know, those corners are kind of a pain. I'll buy one of the cheap ones, and I'll see if I can make it work. Oh my god, it was a waste of money. I just wouldn't even do it again. That's why I said I'm just going to make them on this one. You know, for 139 bucks or 135 bucks, you know, it's kind of like, you know, double-edged sword. You probably save as much money or more money than you actually make. But if you know, it just depends on what your budget is on your bus and how much money you want to spend on it, you know. So what I'll do now is I'll back those with metal. Okay, I'll get some 22 gauge out probably and do that real thin, or you know, I could use the same stuff I'm using. This is 20 gauge. Just back it up like I did this one. If you saw fast motion, I just backed it up with a piece of metal. I actually didn't need to put a slit right here. It's been a while since I made one of these. Probably about 5 years since I made one. So 5 or 6 years. So I just went ahead and killed that one. I don't have to weld it all the way around, but I just did, just for fun, because it was going nice. So I thought, well, I'll just keep going. And then I'll just grind all that down. I'll probably weld this one all the way around. I might even grind it all down and then, you know, very almost no filler on there. You know, I mean, it'll be pretty straight as far as going down here. But down here, I'm going to have some filler down there. And like I said, it's below. It's so low on the body. The stuff down that low on the body, there's stuff you just don't see, and it's round, so that hides things. So you got 5 or 6 things going for you. So by the time you get all that done, you're not going to see it. It's going to look good. So anyway, we'll look at it when it's finished later. I did happen to weld these up too, the holes. You guys saw that. Somebody used a slide hammer on that. There's why popped a bunch of holes in there. Use a slide hammer when you can just pull the inner panel out and just beat it out. I mean, what a lazy, you know, that's ridiculous. Yeah. If it was right here, I could see, you know, maybe in the old days using a slide hammer, but when it's right here above, you know, look, and it's right here. Got a couple pinholes in my welds, but they'll fill in. But yeah, you know, it's right there. Why not just beat it out? I don't get it. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be showing you more on this corner later. Probably when I do the other corner. I just want to finish it up off camera. It's just so much easier for me to keep going on that. But I think you guys got the idea of what to do. and then we'll do some filling later on that stuff, and probably show some of that stuff. I actually cut it wrong. When I was coming down, I cut too far in, and I should have been out further, so I had to just throw a little piece in there. That's what that is. You see that extra weld there, and it's a little crooked. I'll straighten all that out. It just needs to be hammered a little bit. You know, beat on it, get a dolly out, you know, straighten it, put some metal in there, and start welding it up. All right, talk to you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's hear your comments. Keep them ramping up, and make sure you like those comments and like the video. Thanks for watching.